Here we go. Let's play a little game.
Go for it.
I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios of tables, and I want you to rate them from 1 star to 5 stars.
Okay, a couple scenarios. 1 star to
5 being the best. And I want you to give me a few words as to why you rate that the way you rate it. Okay. I'm going to go first to give you an example of how I want you to do this. Here we go. A solo diner. I give a solo diner 3 out of 5 stars because they aren't needy usually. Usually they're chill people. So it's not about money with solo diners. I've never gotten a lot of money from a solo diner. Just mathematically, it makes sense, right? But for the fact that they aren't a pain in my ass, I give them 3 out of 5. So, solo diner.
Let's give it a 4.
A 4 star. Why?
I'm gonna give it a 4. First, they're easy, and secondly, it's a table that you can connect with as well. So it helps because
I agree.
Something that is very that I like to do is, let's say that I have a section of 3, 4, 5 tables, and you have that one that you know that you're connecting, you're vibing with. You know, it's that safe haven from the mess of the other ones as well. And usually those single diners, they're great people for you to connect with, for you to talk to, for you to get on a one-to-one basis. Like I call them by their name. You know, sometimes I bring them stuff. It's someone that you truly create an experience for. And
They're
it's
easy.
really nice.
They're easy to please.
They're very easy to please, but also
Solo diners are easy to
also
please.
important to please as well, because these people can, you know, anything that you don't do to them, they will notice 10 times fold. We spoke about how time works for a solo diner. If it's 10 minutes with someone else, 10 minutes when you're solo feels like 20 minutes. So there's certain things there and there. So
I say 3 out of 5. You say 4 out of 5. I say 3 out of 5. You ready?
Go for it.
Here we go. A couple on a date.
A couple on a date. Oh, those are my favorites. 5.
5 out of 5.
So, yep. Those are the easiest ones, bro.
5 out of 5.
Those are the easiest one. It's about they're on a date. Come on, you just gotta make him look good. You gotta make him, you know, come on. That's easy. Those are the easiest ones to make money as well.
All right, a normal couple on a date, I say I give them a 4 out of 5. Okay, there's potential for money. They are in the same realm of simple as a solo diner. They tend to be very easy to deal with. So I say 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
So a family, what's called a nuclear family. You know what a nuclear family is?
Yeah. Mom, dad,
2 kids.
Yeah.
Nuclear family. 2 out of 5.
2.
I was expecting higher than that
Yeah.
from you. Why?
Yeah, 2 stars for the adults. No 2 stars for the kids.
You mean 1 star per adult?
1 star for adults. No more than that.
I give a nuclear family a 3 out of 5. There's potential. If you bring the kids food, you crack a joke, you make the kids laugh, you make the parents not have to pay attention to their kids. The family's a little well off. They might bless you. But again, you have to deal with kids, and anytime you have to deal with kids, it sucks.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. You gotta.
I say 3 out of 5.
Kids first, then mom, then dad. You know the whole deal.
A table of underage kids. Now let me frame this very clearly. There are no adults at the table. No adults over the age of 21. But everyone there is between the age of like 17 and 20.
Fuck. I'm gonna give it a 2 as well.
A 2. Why?
I'm gonna give it a 2 because you have the chance to educate these poor little bitches.
Educate. Who gives a shit about educating these people?
I do.
So 2 out of 5. Okay. I say 4 out of 5 because nowadays wealth and money is completely different. Because one of these kids could be a crypto kid. One of these kids could be a fucking crypto kid. And as long as you make them feel like they're important and you make them feel special, one of these kids might bless you. I guess you don't get tables like that, but I do. Okay. Here we go.
Kids blessing. Come on.
It happens.
They don't even know how money works.
Exactly why they tip without knowing how good they tipped. All right. A full comp for a super VIP.
A 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
A 1.
Why do you say that?
Because the only person that you're pleasing at that point is your bosses. That's it.
Right. You're
making your bosses happy. That table, they had a great time. Great job. That's it. That's all you're getting from that.
I give a full comp to a super VIP If I could give it a 0, I would, but I can't, right?
it's a 1.
1 is the lowest rating. I give them a 1 because super VIPs require a lot of they're inconvenient. Maybe they aren't. They could be really nice people, but the energy around them, your bosses constantly remind you, white glove service. Oh, the owner's like, where's such a table? Oh, we have to really make sure we take care of them. Don't drop a check. Make sure you send this. Don't fuck up. All of that, pain in the ass, and they usually get premier items. The check at our restaurant, we have full comps of $2,000. VIPs never tip appropriately. Never. And I understand. Some people want to be like, yo, but that person got invited. They shouldn't have to pay. I get it. That's the way the real world works. Fine. But in a restaurant, if you come in, you're a super VIP. Yo, you want to invite me to a restaurant, you want to say, yo, everything's on us tonight. Don't worry about it. If I know I don't have a couple of $100 in my pocket, I'll be like, I'm sorry, I can't make it.
Yeah.
I can't go. Yeah. That because I'm a decent human being. I'm not going to go somewhere and get a splurge dinner for free and not take care of the people who took care of me. So
It's rude. Very rude.
full comp super VIP. I wish I could give it a 0, but we can't. So 1 out of 5. So cold diners, meaning diners who don't like interacting with you, don't want to interact with you, aren't interested in what you have to say. You get their food order and they want you to be invisible. How do you feel about those diners? 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5, son.
5 out of 5. If I go to the table and you say, oh, excuse me, we're actually ready to order. Say no more, sir. Please, what can I get you started with?
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
We'll pour our own wine.
Listen.
They never stop talking when you come to the table to indicate, hey, we don't want you here. 5 out of 5, bro.
5 out of 5. Perfect. Because all you got to do is just pass by and be like, that doesn't need to be here.
That's it.
That doesn't need to be
Manicure the table.
Manicure the table.
Make sure they have their water. 5 out of 5. Because it's not...
And even, I want to give you one more, is the stand 3 feet away, wait for eye contact, and then you walk in. That's the simple key. Don't be like, excuse me, sorry to interrupt. Just 3 feet away, eye contact, you move in to 1 feet.
The great thing about cold diners is they tend to tip. So I love cold diners.
Yes, you are. Yes,
So let's
do.
flip it then. Needy diners. Needy diners.
I'm a bottom.
Diners who somebody tells you, yo, they asked me for ketchup and they asked 7 people for ketchup and their drinks never come fast enough and they
No. That's not necessarily the needy table, because when you said needy, I just thought about that table that requires constant attention.
Yeah, okay.
Constant
So 1 out of 5.
However, the thing about that is, I wanted to give it a 2 to 3, so I'm just gonna say 3, just because of the fact that depending on the person, because I had the most needy guest ever. They suck, and everybody knows it. Even everybody on the table knows it. But that person tipped. That person at the end of the experience, that person tips. It's like, I know I suck. Thank you for putting up with me. So in that case, it's great. But most of the time,
They don't tip.
They don't tip.
So
Most of the time,
it's a lose-lose.
They do not tip.
So you say 2. 2 out of 5?
I said 3. Just because of the balance.
I say 2. I say 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5. Okay. Clueless diners. Diners that don't know anything about the menu. They don't know what foie is. They don't know what caviar is. They don't know that a tartare is raw. They don't know what a porterhouse is. They don't know anything. What do you give that to?
So this is a poorly educated table. Okay.
A clueless table.
A clueless table. Yeah, because when you mentioned clueless, I thought that you mentioned like the guests that say, "Oh, I don't know, but what is it like?" Some people that never saw
people that
the
are
menu.
people
'Cause
that
there's
are
people
yeah.
There's people that haven't seen the menu, but are avid diners, and there's people who haven't seen the menu who just don't know anything.
Well,
the other day I had a guy said, "What's a skirt steak?"
Well, that's my point. If you're
Exactly.
an avid diner, that's a clueless diner. If you're an avid diner, I can go to any restaurant, and even though it could be obscure things, but because we eat out a lot, I'm an informed diner. I will know what some of those things are. You know what I mean? Yeah. But these are diners that are clueless.
Yeah.
They don't know what anything is.
I'm gonna give that a 2. I'll give that a 2. I wanted to give it a 3, but I'm gonna give it a 2.
You know, I'm surprised by
And
your answer.
I give it a 2 because the fact is that some of these I've had the opportunity, like this guest, I explained to them, what part of the cattle does the skirt steak come from, and how is it going to look, and how is it going to be compared based on the fillet, which is the other thing that the other guest was ordering. I encouraged him to get it, give it a try. He did, was wowed. So now this person, knows something different. We'll try something different perhaps from now on. And also at times they tip, because it's like, wow, I wouldn't have made this decision unless this person kind of like give me that little push for me to get that. So they can be. It's just when they give you the, oh no, I don't like that. Oh no, it's because that's different. So it depends. That's why I give that 2.
I give Clueless Diners a strong 2 because it depends on their personality. If they're clueless but they're charismatic, some people are easier to teach. I'm not here to teach anybody. This isn't preschool. I don't want to explain what things are to you. You come into our restaurant. You are at a certain age. I expect you to know what certain things are. You don't know what a very, very obscure piece of meat is, no problem. I didn't know before I learned it a month ago. But if you don't know what a porterhouse is, we got a problem. It's 2020, about to be 2026. They've been serving porterhouses for hundreds of 100 years. You got to know what a porterhouse is.
I mean, something that I kind of noticed, and going back to the young kids that you mentioned.
You said you like to teach.
Exactly.
That's what you said.
Listen.
So I'm surprised you gave the Clueless Diner a 2.
FancyBread, educate, entertain, inspire, and connect. I gave it a 2 because I had the chance to educate that person. If not, I would have given him a 1. Now, again, FancyBread's all about educate, entertain, inspire, and connect. I like to take those things and not only apply it to the show, but I also like to apply it to our guest. And something that I've kind of noticed, and something that I noticed as well for guests is that, like you mentioned, a lot more younger crowd is starting to come out to restaurants on their own. I've gotten a couple of tables where it's like 22, 23, 24. All the IDs say 2004, 2003. So it's just that right little point. And yes, they do ask these questions, but they have the potential through us that we educate them to become big ballers.
I'm not here to educate you. I'm not here to educate you.
That's okay. It's part of the.
I'm not here to teach anybody what a porterhouse is. That's not my problem. Learn it before you come. A Miami date. By a Miami date, you might know what I mean. The guy is wearing like Versace print. He's got a lot of gold or chains on. The woman is sitting next to him, kind of a bimbo, right? Then when they're sitting down in the banquette, she's a little taller than he is because she looks like she's in a fucking like a stool because of her BBL like pushes her up. How do you feel about that date?
4. Yeah.
Yo,
I give it a 4.
I like those dates.
I give it a 4 because we know they don't tip.
But listen.
However,
the thing is,
that's why
so you say 4 out of 5.
Yeah, let's give it 4 to 5. But remember, this table, although they don't tip, thank God to service charge. It becomes you want to flex for your Miami date? Oh, this is what's going to be good. And you may not leave me an extra $20, but you're going to leave it in the pool.
I say a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
I say a 4 out of 5, but I say it in a more positive. That was a weak 4 out of 5, by the way. That was a strong 3, not a 4. I say a solid 4. A lot of these guys have cash on them. You use my coworker and I would like to say we had to say welcome home.
Yeah.
So this guy came in. We didn't know who the fuck he was, but we just say welcome home.
Where do you hear that first?
Welcome. Did you say that?
Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, it works. You just make
little by little, baby.
You
One step at a time.
You make these guys feel welcome, and they got a lot of cash in their pocket. They give it up. So I don't mind. A family with majority toddlers or adolescents.
0.
Yeah, we're breaking the rule here. We got to break it. That's a 0 out of 5. Can't stand it. I can't stand when you come to the restaurant and you have kids and they're not well behaved, and it's like I've always said this. They're like Mowgli from the Jungle Book. They're just running around. They're throwing shit everywhere. They're loud. They're squealy. And you as a parent don't seem to enforce any rules. It's infuriating. Nobody wants it. 0 out of 5. So, a large group of men, like a bachelor party. But there's a little bit of toxicity there. It's like toxic masculinity, bro energy. But not cool bro energy. How do you feel about that table?
Can I give that a 10?
You want to give that a 10?
Those are the best fucking tables, man.
You like that? But look, let's get even more specific. There's no leader at this table. It's just a bunch of orcs. No clan leader. Just a bunch of fucking disgusting Animal House toga wearing like troglodytes, like a bunch of fucking cavemen. No leader. Nobody wants to make decisions.
No, that's different.
Okay, we got to get specific.
That's different. Yeah.
What do you give that?
I'm going to give it a 3.
A 3 out of 5.
Because that 3 is the balance and it goes into the pool, baby. It goes into the pool.
I
You
give it a
gotta
3.
tip the balance in your favor.
I give it a 3 as well.
That's why we read tables. That's why we read our guests. That's why we ask certain questions. That's why you come to the table with a certain type of energy. And if they don't respond to that, it lets you know where you got to put them. And at that point, you said, if you ain't going to pay, then you're going to have to play. And that goes into the pool.
I give them a 3 because even if they don't necessarily have a leader who's making, family style food decisions, just for the sake of them being a bunch of fucking cavemen, they're going to order a lot of food.
Yes, sir.
So their check is going to be high. So I give them a 3 out of 5. So a bachelorette party. Same amount of women, 10 women. And I'll give you 2 different scenarios. They're leaderless, or they're a bunch of she-orcs, or they have like a clan leader. What do you give just a bunch of like leaderless she-orcs just fucking, drinking espresso martinis and
Yeah, I'm just going to say a 1, but it's a fun one at times. But it's a 1.
a strong one?
It's a strong one. That's how it is.
The leaderless she-orcs, you give a 1 out of 5.
Listen,
What about if there's a leader who's ordering?
It's still getting the 1 because even if it's a bunch of ladies, it's still going to be the same issue. It's still going to be like, oh, I don't want what they want. No, we don't want to order family style. No, everybody's going to get whatever. And no, we want to have different checks. And
All right, so let's give you a third scenario.
I don't know. For some reason,
let's give you a third scenario. I'm freestyling here.
For some reason, especially like you mentioned about being friends and being nice, it's like they didn't get that memo. So, ladies, please refer to the beginning part of this episode so you can learn how to be a better friend and maybe go out with
Let's
friends
give you
and
another
get up a
stipulation
start.
here. Let's give you another circumstance. There's a bachelorette party, and not only is there a leader for these she-orcs, but they're using a guy's card. They're using a guy's credit card. So it could be a bachelorette party,
Man.
and the wife-to-be is using her fiance's card.
Man, that's awesome.
What if before they left, the dude was like, honey, do whatever the fuck you want? What about then? Still a 1?
I still give that bitch a solid 1.
Doesn't make a difference, does it? So last 2.
Listen, ladies, I'm sorry, but you just don't tip. If you give a percentage of the women that tip,
It's very low.
it's very low.
It's very low.
It's very, very, very low.
It's very low. A 4 top of women. Just normal 4 ladies. What do you got?
I'm gonna give that a 3.
I'd say a weak 3. You don't eat as much. You don't drink as much. You don't tip as much. A weak 3. So to finish it off, a 4 top of men.
Hey, don't be upset.
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. That's what the money is.
They eat more. They drink more. They tip more. That's it.
And don't be upset. If you're a chick that are serving them, they will tip you even more. That's normal as well. So don't be upset.
Or
Is that because their husband didn't give them enough?
right. Listen, if you're a woman and you're like, oh,
That's say some tip.
this is misogynistic and I don't agree. Well, you need to teach your friends, your female friends, how to tip then.
Yeah.
You really need to teach them because this is all statistics. It's not like, if it was the opposite, it'd be the opposite, but it's not.
You know what's the sad part? That unfortunately there's not a female here server or bartender to say, yeah. Because like I said, it might seem misogynistic or whatever, but it is the reality.
So if you are forgetting, only 2 tables got a 5 out of 5. The cold diners, the diners who don't need us, don't want us near them, and tip, and a 4 top of men. Both of them get 5 out of 5.
Damn. I did not give a 5 to the couples.
Thank you for playing,
I did
sir.
not give a 5 to the couples.
You did not give a 5 to the couples.
Thank you for joining us at FancyBread. It's a pleasure to have you. And as always, thank you for listening.
Take care, everybody. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe.